Live from our 7 Tasmania studios, your nightly news with Peter Murphy begins now.
Good evening, everyone. Tasmanians have swapped church buildings for computer screens as Good Friday commemorations went online. It was a technological test for churches adapting to the ban on gatherings.
In hallowed halls, religious observance was observed from afar. Absent were parishioners in the pews, the ruffling of song sheets. Only a cross, symbolising the crucifixion of Jesus Christ, commanded attention. The church empty due to public gatherings being limited to just 2 people. Even the Father, Son and Holy Ghost would be considered a crowd.
This is a perspective-giving moment for us in the middle of the COVID-19 pandemic because we're looking forward to that day when we're out of isolation. We're looking forward to things going back to normal. But here's an opportunity for us to think about what's really important.
These videos were produced for Tasmanians to watch online, combining with a live stream sermon, spreading the Easter message electronically. Flocks flocked to these digital services.
They're begging for this battle cry moment. Jesus, just do something.
God's mighty arm to save, his mighty plans for redemption.
Your sin is on that cross.
He could be born so he could choose to die. That's the power of the cross.
What's usually one of the most populated churches, St Mary's Cathedral, also took to a live stream.
Who lives and reigns forever and ever. Amen.
Fish is still the go-to Good Friday feast. Ravenswood Takeaway doing a roaring trade.
Very popular. I don't think I've sold anything but fish this morning. We've been battering all week. I think I hate fish now.
Customers kept their distance. Deliveries were made to the car park to avoid congestion in store. While the open air of Hobart's waterfront streamlined the process, even the tradition of fish and chips brought families together in spirit.
Mum is alone by themselves by now, so I know we're not allowed to go there, so we're just only going to drop her food and then everyone is going to go home.
Today we went to church online and celebrated that way. And now we're here just to get some fish and chips for lunch.
Unfortunately, many local fish and chip shops, which would normally be heaving on Good Friday, didn't make it. Some have temporarily closed their doors only this week, buckling under the pandemic's pressure. Another test for humanity in the course of history, one which many reflected upon in services today. Tom Johnson, 7 Tasmania News.
The death toll from coronavirus continues to rise in Tasmania, with the deadly disease claiming a 4th life. For more on this developing news now, we cross live to our reporter Ebony Ablett. Good evening, Ebony. What more can you tell us?
Pete, the government sadly confirmed this afternoon that a man in his late 70s has died at the Northwest Regional Hospital. They're yet to release details about whether his case is linked to cruise ship travel or is part of the current outbreak at the hospital. Today, the state government ramped up its health response in the Northwest in a desperate bid to take control of the rapidly evolving situation. The Northwest Regional Hospital back in the spotlight today. Of the 4 diagnosed cases of coronavirus overnight, 3 were workers linked to the hospital. 51 staff from the site are already in self-isolation after being identified as close contacts. The definition of a close contact changing overnight, previously identifying somebody who had spent 15 minutes in close proximity to a confirmed case.
The reinterpretation of the guidelines, which has been undertaken nationally, now means that contact is cumulative over the period of infectiousness. What this means is that we have potentially underestimated the number of close contacts from those that we have assessed.
The safety of our staff at those hospitals is our highest priority. Therefore, all staff who worked at the Northwest Regional Hospital in the medical or surgical wards will be asked to quarantine for 14 days.
The move to quarantine all staff working with or near a confirmed case is expected to impact more than 100 staff. Operational control of the Northwest Private Hospital will be taken over by the state government.
What this will do will allow the Department of Health to take further steps to expand the outbreak management team across the Northwest Private Hospital as well as the Northwest Regional.
The Mersey Community Hospital also facing new measures to aid in the ongoing fight.
We will be closing the emergency department of the Mersey Community Hospital, but medical staff will remain on site to care for patients and to triage and treat emergency cases.
Potential patients travelling via ambulance from east of Penguin will be instead taken to the Launceston General Hospital. The Mersey currently has one patient who is COVID positive, who will be transferred back to the Northwest Regional for further treatment.
Anyone who is going to be discharged from the Mersey Community Hospital will be asked to self-isolate for 14 days.
The new restrictions on the Mersey an attempt to free up its existing staff to help fill gaps at the Northwest Regional left by those forced into quarantine.
We recognise that there is a significant level of anxiety in the community, both broadly and within the clinical community, around what we face at the moment. And so we want to indicate that the step that we have taken today is particularly impactful.
The new health measures coming into effect as Tasmania Police confirm they are cracking down on people not complying with self-isolation and social distancing measures, pulling over hundreds of people in the last 24 hours to check their movements. 15 people directed to return to their primary residence. 3 arrested for failing to comply with public health directions.
We are absolutely doing what we say we're going to do. People will be receiving summonses to attend court if they're disregarding what has not been subtle advice.
Any Tasmanian that does not think this is serious has another thing coming. It is incredibly disappointing of anybody who is flaunting these measures. These have serious ramifications. This is about life and death.
Tasmania currently has 111 confirmed cases of coronavirus, with 48 recovered from their infection. Ebony Ablett, 7 Tasmania News.
Well, the days of face-to-face lessons for performers are a distant memory, but Tasmanian dance and drama schools are finding new ways to offer a creative outlet during the pandemic. They've introduced virtual performance sessions to help teach new skills in lounge rooms.
In the past, this space has been a hive of collaborative energy. Now performers are forced to learn their moves behind a screen. The TasDance team using online platform Zoom to teach free hip-hop, contemporary and ballet classes.
Gosh, you're doing some fantastic dancing.
And they get to interact, the teachers can see the students, they can still be working on their development and their technique.
The accessibility allowing some of the country's best dancers to lend their expertise.
We can have our ensemble dancers teaching in Melbourne, but teaching our students down here in Tassie. So, this ability and technology is really fantastic.
Usually 100 dancers would practice in this studio throughout the week. Now all have been forced to use whatever spare space they can find in their homes.
People are pulling up the mattresses and making room in their bedrooms. There's a lot of dancing happening in backyards.
No strangers to acting in front of a camera, Launceston's Youth Drama School has also moved its learning online. Everything from role-play exercises to tongue twisters.
Picky people pick peanut...
Large-scale productions have been put on hold. The spotlight is now on this makeshift studio to teach lessons until the curtains can be drawn once again.
The kids that come to drama, they love it so much, and I couldn't take that off them.
Garth Burley, 7 Tasmania News.
The Easter Bunny might feel a chill when paying a special visit to Tasmania this long weekend. A wintry blast is expected to hit the state, with the Bureau predicting strong winds, rain and temperatures dropping down into the mid-teens. Snow to levels of around 900 metres also forecast for tomorrow morning.
Good evening. Cloud and wind increased across the state today. Hobart reached a high of 21, 19 about Burnie and Devonport, Launceston 20. 23 was the state's top at Friendly Beaches, 19 about Smithton and Low Head, Strawn 18. On the close-up, middle and high-level cloud is moving over the state during the day. Further out, a frontal cloud band lies to the west of WA, while a middle-level trough covers eastern New South Wales and Victoria. Tomorrow, a mixture of fronts and low pressure centres have moved over Tasmania, Victoria and New South Wales. West to northwesterly winds tomorrow, 20 to 30 knots, swells up to 6 metres in the west and south and below 1 metre in the north. A severe weather warning is current for King Island for damaging winds, a gale warning for northwestern coastal waters from Sandy Cape to Stanley, and for northeastern coastal waters from the northern tip of Flinders Island to St Helens Point for west to southwesterly winds. A strong wind warning for all remaining waters, including the Channel, Storm Bay and Frederick Henry. And a warning to sheep graziers is current for King Island and parts of the northwest coast. Tomorrow's forecast now: Hobart, showers easing, becoming windy, 12 across Medina and Oatlands. In the north, showers and 17 across Launceston and Devonport, Lyowini 7. Burnie tomorrow, an early shower or two, 15 and showers easing about Strawn and Marrawar. St Helens a shower or two, showers easing across Swansea and Orford. Looking ahead to the 3-day forecast, Sunday showers about the west and far south. Monday showers in the west and far south extending throughout the afternoon, and Tuesday showers mostly about the western and central districts. Capital cities very hot and sunny in Perth tomorrow, Canberra expecting possible showers, and Sydney 26 becoming windy. And currently Hobart mostly cloudy and 18, Launceston 16 and Devonport partly cloudy. That's all for weather tonight, Murph.
That's all our news for now. Thanks for joining us this evening. Have a great rest of the weekend. Good night.